A wide-angle cinematic shot capturing an intimate, candlelit rooftop terrace in San Francisco at dusk, overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge's glowing silhouette against a bruised purple sky. In the foreground, two figures, a 28-year-old Latino man with sharp features, warm brown eyes, and a lean athletic build, shirt unbuttoned to reveal toned chest, embrace passionately with a 30-year-old non-binary black person with close-cropped curls, piercing hazel eyes, and a poised androgynous frame, their hands tangled in each other's hair, lips inches apart in a moment of raw, electric vulnerability that screams unspoken longing. The air feels charged with desire and heartbreak, rain-slicked tiles reflecting their silhouettes like shattered glass. Subtly etched into a weathered stone balustrade in the lower right corner, without disrupting the composition, is elegant, glowing text. One night. Two empires fall. 18 characters. The moment Jordan Hale's fingers grazed my thigh under the conference table, I knew my empire was crumbling, not from the pitch deck I'd slaved over for months, but from the heat pooling in my gut, betraying every vow I'd made to bury our history. San Francisco's fog clung to the windows of the Venture Tech Summit like a shroud, and there they were, my rival, eyes like smoked amber, unraveling me with a smirk that said they remembered every stolen breath from that summer 5 years ago. I'd built Rivera Innovations from a dingy garage in the Mission District into a $50 million AI darling, only to watch Jordan's Hale Dynamics poach my talent, my funding, my goddamn soul. And now, this touch promised to strip me bare in ways no boardroom battle ever could. I was Alex Rivera, 28 and untethered, a queer kid from East LA who'd clawed his way through Stanford on scholarships and spite, pouring every ounce of my fire into code that predicted consumer desires before they even formed. Virginity? A relic I'd guarded like a firewall, not out of prudishness, but because trust was a luxury I couldn't afford. Not after my father's deportation left me orphaned at 16, not after lovers ghosted when my ambition outshone their comfort. Jordan, though God, Jordan. We met at a queer hackathon in Oakland, two broke dreamers trading barbs over lukewarm beer. They were 25 then, all sharp wit and fluid grace, non-binary and unapologetic, with a laugh that cut through the noise like a glitch in the Matrix. We hooked up once, fumbling and fierce in a borrowed Airbnb, but I pulled back, terrified of the vulnerability. Not ready. I'd whispered, and they vanished into the Bay Area's startup vortex, building Hale Dynamics into a sleek predator that mirrored my every move. Now, at this summit in a gleaming Embarcadero tower, our companies circled like sharks. My pitch for Desire AI, a neural net that mapped emotional cravings for personalized ads, had the VCs hooked until Jordan sauntered in, their tailored blazer-hugging curves that defied labels, and unveiled Echo Heart, a superior empathy engine that anticipated heartbreak before it hit. Plagiarism? Close enough to sue, but the room ate it up. As applause thundered, Jordan leaned close during the mingle, breath hot against my ear. Missed this fire, Alex. Let's bury the hatchet. Over bourbon. My pulse hammered. I should have walked. Instead, I followed them to the rooftop bar, the city lights winking like conspirators. We talked shop first, venom laced with nostalgia. You always were the better coder, they admitted, swirling their glass, hazel eyes locking on mine with that old hunger. But I learned to sell the dream. I shot back, and I learned to build it without selling my soul. Lies. The bourbon burned, loosening knots I tied around my heart. Rain started, a sudden Pacific squall driving us under the awning, bodies brushing in the tight space. Their hand found my knee, then higher, and I didn't stop it. Couldn't. Not when their touch reignited that forgotten spark, the one that whispered I wasn't alone in my relentless drive. One night, I murmured, voice raw. No strings. Just us. Jordan's lips curved, predatory and tender. No empire, Alex. Just surrender. We tumbled into their suite at the St. Regis, clothes shedding like old code, my button down, their silk blouse. Until it was skin on skin, the king bed a battlefield of gasps and grips. I'd never gone all the way, but Jordan coaxed me open with whispers in Spanglish, their fingers tracing my ribs like debugging lines of desire. Let go, they breathed, and I did, arching into them as they claimed me. Slow at first, then fierce, our rhythms syncing like flawless algorithms. It was messy, electric, my nails raking their back, their teeth on my collarbone, the rain lashing the windows as if applauding our ruin. Climax hit like a system crash, shattering me into stars, and in that haze, I confessed fragments, my fears, my isolation. Jordan held me after, our sweat-slicked bodies entwined, and for a heartbeat, the world felt conquerable. Morning light sliced through the blinds, and with it, reality. My phone buzzed. A bored email from Rivera Innovations. Emergency meeting. Hail Dynamics acquires us. Details attached. My blood froze. Jordan stirred, smirking over coffee. Smart move, right? Your tech plus my reach. Unstoppable. Betrayal clawed up my throat. You fucked me to steal my company? Their eyes softened, but the steel was there. We fucked because we couldn't not. The deal? Business, Alex. You know how it is. I stormed out, the city blurring through tears, my virginity lost to the one person who'd weaponize it. But that was just the fracture. The real shatter came later, in a Miami penthouse, when Jordan's secret unfurled like a virus in my veins. Back in my cramped Soma loft, I rallied. Lena Vasquez, my 26-year-old best friend and lead designer, a fiery Puerto Rican bisexual with wild curls and a sketchpad perpetually in hand, found me pacing, whiskey in fist. Mijo, talk, she demanded, her olive-skinned arms crossing over her paint-splattered overalls. I spilled it all. The night, the acquisition. She hugged me fierce, her scent of turpentine and jasmine grounding me. That Cabron played you? We're fighting this. Marcus Chun, my straight-laced Asian-American CFO, 32, broad and unflappable, with a Yale MBA and a knack for numbers, burst in next, laptop glowing. The term sheet's brutal, Alex. They lowballed us, citing synergies from your personal alignment. We laughed bitterly, but the sting lingered. My team, diverse misfits I'd handpicked from Oakland's underground scene, was fracturing. Lena sketched protest art on my walls, fists clutching circuit boards, hearts wired with thorns. Marcus crunched escape clauses, his calm voice a lifeline. We pivot. Desire AI's core is yours, undeniable. Yet doubt not. Nights blurred into code binges, fueled by takeout foe and Lena's empanadas. But Jordan haunted me. Texts like ghosts. It wasn't just a play. Call me. I deleted them, but my body remembered, a traitor pulsing with what-ifs. A week later, the board caved. The acquisition closed at dawn, hail swallowing Rivera whole. I signed over my baby, fingers numb, emerging into the fog as a ghost of myself. Jordan's office loomed in the financial district, a glass monolith mocking my fall. I avoided it, holing up in a Hate Street cafe, but fate, or masochism, drew me back. An integration meeting, invite pinged, and there I was, suit crisp, hard-armored, stepping into the lion's den. Jordan greeted me with that disarming smile, their office a minimalist shrine to success. Abstract art by queer artists, a view of Alcatraz like a warning. Alex, you look wrecked. We sparred over coffee, asset allocations, team merges, but undercurrents pulled. Why me? I finally asked, voice cracking. They leaned in, vulnerability cracking their facade. Because you're the only one who ever saw me, not the empire. Lies. Maybe. But when their hand brushed mine, I didn't pull away. That night, we collided again. In their loft overlooking the bay, bodies a tangle of regret and reclamation. It was slower this time, exploratory, my lips mapping the freckles across their shoulders, their hands worshipping my hips as if memorizing code. We whispered futures, merged companies as a force for good, AI that healed divides, but dawn brought the lie. The Miami trip was supposed to be a reset, a forced team-building retreat, under Hale's new regime, sun-soaked escape to mend the merger's wounds. I boarded the flight from San Francisco Airport with Lena and Marcus, the humid air of South Beach already whispering temptations as we touched down. Jordan had insisted, "We build bridges, Alex, or burn them." Their texts had escalated, flirty code snippets, memories of our body's syntax, and damn if I didn't crave the burn. But as our rental Jeep hummed along Ocean Drive, past Art Deco facades painted in pastel pinks and blues, I steeled myself. No more surrender. My virginity's ghost lingered, a hollow ache, but so did the thrill, a reminder that desire could rebuild what loss tore down. The resort sprawled like a fever dream, infinity pools merging with turquoise waves, palm fronds rustling secrets. Our group, Hale's sleek execs mingling with Rivera's ragtag crew, gathered for sunset yoga on the beach, bodies twisting under a sky bleeding orange. Jordan led the session, their lithe form in linen shorts commanding the sand, voice a soothing algorithm. Breathe into the break. I mirrored them from afar, sweat tracing my spine, hazel eyes catching mine across the circle. Lena nudged me, her bikini top vibrant with floral prints, curves glowing in the light. That one's trouble, Amore, but the good kind. Marcus, in board shorts that hid his runner's build, chuckled from downward dog. Focus on the merger metrics, not the metrics of your libido. We laughed, but tension hummed. Stories swapped over conch fritters that night, barriers cracking like shells. A Hale dev from Brooklyn shared coming out tales over pina coladas. Lena sketched caricatures, her pencil capturing Jordan's enigmatic poise. By midnight, the bonfire roared, flames dancing shadows on bronzed skin. Rum flowed, loosening tongues, tales of Silicon Valley betrayals, queer awakenings in Bible Belt shadows. Jordan pulled me aside, sand gritty between our toes. The Atlantics roared, drowning our words. I didn't plan the acquisition like that, they confessed, curls wild in the salt wind. It was opportunistic. But you're the glitch I can't debug. Their hand cupped my jaw, thumb tracing my lip, and I leaned in, the kiss salty and urgent, waves crashing like applause. We stumbled to their beachfront cabana, the world narrowing to mosquito-netted bliss. My shirt discarded on teak floors, their body arching under mine as I explored with tentative reverence. This time, I led, fingers delving, lips following, tasting the salt of their skin until they shattered, name a prayer on the breeze. We moved as equals, rhythms building to a crescendo that left us gasping, entwined in sheets that smelled of hibiscus. "Stay," Jordan murmured, vulnerability raw. I did, until dawn's light exposed the cracks. Back at the retreat's workshops, reality intruded. Marcus uncovered discrepancies in the merger files. Hale's Echo Heart wasn't just inspired by Desire AI. It was laced with my proprietary code, scraped from a breach I'd dismissed as paranoia. Sabotage, he whispered in the spa lounge, steam veiling his frown. Lena's eyes flashed. That explains the rush. They're covering tracks. I confronted Jordan poolside, voice low amid splashing laughter. You hacked me. They paled, hazel eyes storming. It was a consultant, rogue. I shut it down. Half-truths, but the hurt bloomed fresh. Yet that night, under a canopy of stars at a drag brunch-turn-dance party in Little Havana, we collided again. Salsa rhythms pulsed, bodies grinding in the humid crush, Jordan's hands on my waist, spinning me into a kiss that tasted of mojitos and mendacity. We escaped to a rooftop bar overlooking the glittering bay, the city a mosaic of neon and night. There, in a shadowed alcove, desire overrode doubt. Clothes hiked, my back against cool stucco, their touch igniting me until release washed away the day's poison. It was reckless, redemptive, two souls fusing in the chaos, whispering dreams of a shared legacy. But Miami's magic frayed on day 3. A leaked email hit my inbox during a catamaran sail, Jordan's secret spilling like ink in water. Personal matter, it read, from their family lawyer. A custody battle, a child from a fleeting college affair, hidden to protect their non-binary image in conservative investor circles. Destroyed me? Understatement. Not the kid, sweet, innocent, a boy named Kai, for years old with Jordan's curls, but the lie. They'd built an empire on authenticity, queer anthems at pride panels, while burying a piece of themselves that screamed vulnerability. I saw it then. Our nights weren't conquest. They were mirrors, reflecting my own guarded heart. Confrontation came at the resort's cliffside luau, tiki torches flickering like accusations. A son? And you let me bear everything while you hid this. Jordan's face crumpled, tears carving paths through sand-dusted cheeks. I was scared, Alex. Investors bail on complications. But you. I wanted to tell you. The group hushed, Lena's hand on my arm a silent anchor, Marcus's gaze steady. Pain twisted, but so did empathy, the raw human cost of ambition's armor. We argued into the night, waves of furious chorus. You took my company, my first time, and now this? I'm done being your shadow code. Jordan grabbed my wrist, voice breaking. You're not shadow. You're the light I chased. Kai needs stability, and I thought merging us could be that. A twisted logic, but it pierced. Dawn found us walking the shore, barefoot and fractured, collecting shells like apologies. Lena pulled me aside later, her artist's eye seeing through the storm. Amor, this isn't just betrayal. It's a map to your own truths. What do you lose if you walk? Marcus nodded over breakfast arepas, his pragmatism laced with heart. Legally, we can unwind the merger. But emotionally, that's your call. The retreat dissolved into side trips, snorkeling in Biscayne Bay, where coral reefs mirrored our tangled depths, street art hunts in Wynwood, Lena's sketches evolving from thorns to blooming vines. Jordan kept distance, but glances lingered, charged with unspoken pleas. On the flight home, turbulence mirroring my soul, I replayed it all, the ecstasy of surrender, the gut punch of secrets. Jordan's child wasn't a bomb. It was a bridge, exposing how we'd both armored our queerness against a world that devoured the soft parts. Back in SF, the office merger churned, my team integrating desks, code bases clashing like lovers. I threw myself into audits, Lena's murals transforming the walls into a queer futurist gallery, Marcus negotiating buyouts. But Jordan's shadow loomed, a pull I couldn't code away. A late-night debug session in the server room turned intimate, them appearing with takeout dim sum, eyes pleading. One more chance to explain. We talked till 3 a.m., vulnerabilities spilling, my orphaned fears, their parental terror. Hands found waists, lips met, and we made love on the crash couch, slow and sacred, bodies a dialogue of forgiveness. It felt like home, until the next fracture. A board leak, Hale's investors demanding Jordan clean house on the custody front, threatening the empire we'd fused. San Francisco welcomed me back with a vengeance. October rains lashing the hills like judgment, mirroring the storm in my chest as I pored over legal briefs in my new consultant office at Hale Dynamics. The merger had reshaped everything. My Desire AI algorithms now powered Echo Heart's facade, my name on patents I'd never consent to, while Jordan's secret festered like unchecked malware. Kai. God, the photos I'd glimpsed in that email. A cherubic face with Jordan's dimples haunted me, not as a rival's leverage, but as proof of the life they'd hidden, a tenderness I'd glimpsed in our Miami nights now tainted by deceit. I was 28, still raw from that first surrender, my body a map of their touch, but my heart? A fortress rebuilding, brick by furious brick. Lena sensed it first, dragging me to a Divisadero taqueria for al pastor tacos and truth serum. Her wild waves framed a face etched with worry, curves hugged by a thrifted serape. You're spiraling, Alex. This isn't just about the company. It's about you owning your story. Marcus joined via video from a Seattle pitch, his broad frame filling the screen, tie loosened. We've got leverage, the code theft. Push for equity, or we sue. Their faith fueled me, a queer family forged in code and crisis, but doubt whispered. Was I fighting for justice, or just the ghost of us? Jordan's texts persisted, vulnerable pleas laced with flirtation. Kai drew a robot today. Reminded me of you. I ignored them, diving into underground networks, queer coders in the Castro plotting open-source rebellions against corporate theft. The climax brewed at a gala in the Presidio. Hale's big reveal for Echo Heart 2.0, chandeliers dripping from a restored officers' club, the bay glittering beyond fogged panes. I went armored in a slim-fit tux, Lena on my arm in a crimson gown that turned heads, her laughter a shield. Jordan spotted us across the room, resplendent in a velvet suit that blurred lines, curls tamed but eyes wild. Alex, they breathed, pulling me into an alcove amid potted ferns. You came. The air crackled, old fire igniting. For closure, I lied, but their proximity, scent of vetiver and vulnerability, undid me. We danced, bodies sinking to a jazz quartet, whispers weaving through the crowd, dreams of AI that amplified marginalized voices, not exploited them. One spin led to a balcony, city lights a constellation of what-ifs, and there, pressed against balustrade rails, we reignited. Lips crashed, hands roaming under fabric, a frantic reclaiming amid the gala's hum. It was dangerous, delicious, my fingers in their curls, their thigh hooked over mine, release a shared shudder that drowned the music. I love you, Jordan gasped, the words a virus breaching my walls. But love's code is buggy. Midway through dessert, chocolate tort as bitter as betrayal, Marcus texted, incoming. Custody docs leaked. Investors panicking. The room spun. Jordan's phone exploded with calls, their face ashen as they fled to a side room. I followed, bursting in on chaos. Their lawyer on speaker, voice clipped. X is going public, claims you're unfit, using the merger stress. Jordan sank into a chair, head in hands. Kai, he'll be collateral. The secret's full weight crashed down, not just hidden, but a ticking bomb endangering the child, the company, us. Destroyed? It eviscerated me, seeing Jordan's empire teeter on the same isolation I'd fled. You could have trusted me, I roared, voice echoing off paneled walls. Instead, you built this alone, and now it implodes. They looked up, tears streaming. I thought I was protecting him. Us. The gala dissolved into damage control, VCs whispering exits, reporters sniffing scandal. Lena whisked me away to her North Beach studio, canvases of vibrant queer icons surrounding us like guardians. We painted through the night, my strokes angry reds, her swirling blues into hope. This is your power, Mijo, create from the wreckage. Marcus flew in at dawn, suit rumpled, armed with NDAs and spin. We expose the theft, force a split. Or, stay and fix it. The choice nod, walk away, reclaim my scraps, or dive deeper into the mess, risking more than equity, my heart, fully exposed. Jordan called at noon, voice shattered. Meet me, please. Against instinct, I did, at Baker Beach, waves gnashing cliffs like accusations. They arrived with Kai in tow, a whirlwind of 4-year-old energy, tiny hands clutching a toy spaceship, curls bouncing as he chased gulls. "Papa," he yelled, barreling into Jordan, who scooped him up, eyes meeting mine over his shoulder. That moment fractured everything. Kai's giggle, pure and unfiltered, pierced the armor we'd both worn. Jordan knelt, introducing us. "This is Alex, who makes magic computers." The boy's eyes, hazel mirrors, widened. Like robots. We played, building sand forts against the tide, Jordan's laughter free for the first time. In quiet lulls, truths poured. The ex's abandonment, the fear of custody loss in a system biased against non-binary parents, the merger as a desperate bid for stability. "I lost you once," Jordan admitted, Kai napping between us on a blanket. "Can't lose him too." Empathy surged, human overhurt. Queer resilience not in isolation, but connection. I shared my voids. The father's absence, lover's flights, the virginity I'd hoarded like a secret weapon. "We both hid to survive," I said, hand finding theirs. The kiss that followed was soft, sealing a pact amid crashing surf. Yet drama escalated. That night, back in the city, Hale's board convened an emergency Zoom. Investors demanding Jordan step back from parenting distractions. Marcus crashed it remotely, dropping the code theft bomb, fraudulent acquisition. "We're voiding." Chaos erupted, suits shouting, Jordan mute with fury. Lena rallied allies, queer activists picketing Hale's lobby with signs. "Empathy starts at home." I stood with them, rain-soaked and resolute, the protest a cathartic roar. Jordan emerged at midnight, Kai asleep in a carrier, eyes fierce. "Fight with me." The question hung, a fork in the algorithm. We retreated to my loft, the boy tucked in my bed. And there, on the living room rug, city hum a lullaby, we made love with a new tenderness, slow explorations, whispers of futures including him. It was whole, healing, bodies and souls aligning at last. But dawn brought the counterstrike. The ex, emboldened by leaks, filed for full custody, painting Jordan as an absentee mogul. Tabloids feasted. Tech titans hidden heir, scandal or sham? And Hale stock tanked, my old team fracturing under pressure. Marcus warned of bankruptcy. Lena sketched manifestos of defiance. I faced Jordan in their office, windows rattling with wind. "This destroys us all unless we rewrite the code, together." Their nod was a vow, but the path ahead, a gauntlet of courts, media, and the raw terror of exposure. November's chill gripped San Francisco like a vice, fog banks swallowing the bridges as our worlds collided in a courtroom on the Embarcadero, custody hearing for Kai, the gavel a potential guillotine for Jordan's empire and our fragile truce. I'd become their shadow advocate, testifying to nights of sandcastles and shared dreams, my voice steady despite the knot of fear. Losing Kai would shatter Jordan, and in turn, the merged beast we'd tamed into something human. The judge, a stern Latina woman with eyes that missed nothing, eyed us skeptically as the ex, a slick Atlanta lawyer named Trey, spun tales of Jordan's neglect, affidavits citing merger madness and hidden queerness. "Unfit for fatherhood," he sneered, but Jordan corrected softly, "parenthood. And I'm all he's got." Kai waited in a side room with Lena, her stories of magical robots keeping him giggling, her maternal warmth a balm. Marcus flanked me in the gallery, his presence a bulwark, whispering updates on the corporate unwind. Theft suits gaining traction, Hale's spinning off desire, "It back to you, clean." Testimony dragged, a kinky drama of exposed nerves. Jordan on the stand, voice cracking as they recounted the ex's abandonment post coming out, the solo nights rocking Kai through fevers while closing deals. I hid him to protect us both, from a world that devours the different. My turn came, heart pounding under the fluorescent glare. Jordan's not just a titan. They're a parent who builds worlds for love. Trey cross-examined, smirking. And your role? Lover turned rival. I met his gaze, unflinching. Ally. In business and beyond. The courtroom hushed, the weight of our queer truth hanging like code compiling. Outside, protesters chanted, Lena's Art Collective, rainbow flags whipping in the gale, reminding us we weren't alone. The judge recessed, and in the hallway's sterile hush, Jordan pulled me close, forehead to mine. Whatever happens, you gave me this, us. Our kiss was brief, fierce, a promise amid peril. The ruling dropped at dusk, joint custody, with Jordan primary, citing demonstrated commitment amid adversity. Relief crashed like a wave, tears mingling as we hugged Kai in the lobby, his tiny arms around us both. We won, Papa. Alex too. Jordan laughed, a sound like sunlight piercing clouds. Yeah, buddy. Team. But victory was Pyrrhic. Hale's board ousted Jordan that night, stock plummeting, investors fleeing the distraction. My company reformed from the ashes, Desire AI reborn indie, bolstered by Marcus's savvy and Lena's visionary designs. We pivoted to ethical AI, tools for queer youth support, mapping emotional landscapes without exploitation. Jordan, stripped of title but not spirit, consulted freelance, their expertise a quiet force. Rebuilding was raw, romantic, a slow-burn dance from boardrooms to bedrooms. We dated properly now, stolen weekends in Big Sur, hiking redwoods hand in hand, Kai collecting pine cones while we whispered futures. Nights in my revamped loft, walls alive with Lena's murals, became sanctuaries. Jordan's body yielding under mine, explorations deepening into trust, my past hesitations dissolved in their embrace. It was never just physical. Conversations weaving through the dark, unpacking armors. My guarded virginity as fear of loss. Their secrecy as parental shield. You destroyed me to save me. I admitted one dawn, tracing their jaw. Jordan smiled, hazel eyes soft. And you rebuilt us both. Kink lingered in edges, playful restraints of silk ties, power shifts that echoed our boardroom battles, but anchored in love, profound and unyielding. Miami called us back for closure. A family trip, Kai's first real beach adventure. We rented the same cabana, waves now allies, not adversaries. Lena joined, her laughter blending with Kai's squeals as they built epic sand empires. Marcus Skyped from a Tokyo deal, toasting our unmerger with virtual sake. Under hibiscus moons, Jordan and I walked the shore, Kai asleep in a sling. One night changed everything. They mused, hand in mine. Lost my edge, gained a life. I pulled them close, the Atlantic's rhythm our heartbeat. We lost empires, found meaning in each other, in him. The kiss sealed it, salt-kissed and eternal, a testament to resilience. Queer love not as conquest, but creation, turning betrayal's shards into a mosaic of home. Months blurred into a new normal, Desire AI thriving as a non-profit arm, Hale's remnants rebranded under ethical banners. Jordan's custody stabilized, co-parenting a delicate code we debugged together. I proposed on that same San Francisco rooftop, rain-slicked and starlit, ring a circuit board band etched with surrender. Marry me, not the mogul, but me. Their yes was a gasp, Kai cheering with glow sticks. Our wedding, a Castro street party fused with tech raves, drew our tribe. Lena's vows officiating with poetic fire, Marcus's toast cracking us up. Vows exchanged under rainbow arches, we danced till dawn, bodies and souls synced in unbreakable rhythm. In the end, that shocking secret didn't destroy, it illuminated. We emerged not unscathed, but whole, two rivals forged into one legacy, proving love's algorithm defies even the sharpest betrayals. In a world that commodifies desire, we chose the human code. Messy, meaningful, eternally ours.